All right. Welcome to our final episode of Mother 3.
Indeed.
And the
And
final
our
episode
final
of.
episode of the whole Mother series.
Yes, indeed.
Probably forever because this is not going to be a series that they're going to revisit. I do not think.
So,
Maybe as a remake or something, but that's about it.
maybe as a remake. I reread an interview Shigesato Itoi did uh, a couple months after Mother 3 came out that I'll be referencing here and there because he gets into some endgame stuff. But um, one of the questions he's asked is, so what are we looking at for Mother 4? Have you started thinking about that? And his response was basically, I don't want to make Mother 4, I'd rather play it.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah, I know um a lot of fan projects have arisen out of that, and most of them have changed their name due to copyright concerns, but
mhm.
uh I'm still eager to see one of those take on the candle and continue it.
Mhm.
Like you could argue that things like Undertale are inspired by it, but
Mhm.
that's definitely span off into its own niche, I think.
Yeah, yeah. It's of course Earthbound likes or Mother likes or however you like to call it is very much a an indie genre or an indie subgenre, but um ain't nothing that meets Mother toe to toe, I think.
Uh-huh.
The last day in which Lucas faces something he cannot fight. Indeed. Hey, a psychic. Glad to have you right off the cuff. All right, Gooms. I believe you had me pick last time, so I will have you pick. What flavor are we working with?
Um, let's pick banana. We will um uh, uh in honor of all of the ancient bananas that helped bring us to this point.
Ah, I can get behind that. So long as we've got a minute, let's take the time to shuffle some stuff around. Um, Seems to me there's absolutely no point in holding on to old equipment anymore, so let's go ahead and just drop stuff.
Well, I think there might be
A mole
a
cricket?
roach somewhere.
Okay, fair enough. I will go ahead and at least shuffle some of these things around.
Yeah.
That's you. That's you. That's you. That's an ancient banana. You can hold on to that. Give that to you. Um,
You might as well sell those. Unless you want to cheat on the final boss.
I don't know that I can at this point.
I don't know if any enemy is coded to not be able to not take damage from the New Year's Eve bomb because
Mhm.
like it works for the the Empire Porky statue. So
Yeah, it's true. I guess I'll
the
just
king statue.
stick with this. I don't think I got a lot else to shuffle around. Incredibly enough, there was a hot spring inside the box.
There's a whole hot spring in there somehow.
Relaxing in the hot spring made everyone in Luke's party feel alive again. happy with what I got. Oh, interesting. I don't think I ever noticed how much this place is invoking the Cave of the Past here.
A bit, yeah. Also,
Uh,
kind of has like Metropolis vibes to it.
yes. Going back to what you said about Mother 4, there are fan-made Mother 4s. They're inspired off of Mother games. Fan games of Mother-inspired games.
Mm.
Oh, right. There are actual factual enemies here.
Yep.
A Phenomeno suddenly attacked. An Ouroboros of Mother. A bit. Smells like strange
It was
creatures. Smells weak against ice.
always kind of an interesting choice to put some normal enemies in here, I thought. Because, like, it feels like such a winding down of the game, and we'll get to it, but I think the what's his name, the pig robot, is actually harder than the final bosses.
The natural killer cyborg?
The natural killer cyborg, that was it, yeah.
Aha.
This game in general does kind of have like a not a very towards the end of the game, like after the barrier trio, the difficulty definitely falls off, but even still, we'll see.
Totally botched those. Hey, strictly speaking, I could still hit level 60.
Potentially.
A Minerali.
That's what we would have to do to get Bear Tiger to learn PK Ground.
Inside the present, there was a cup of life noodles. Always useful. I may not be able to give these to either Les or Sam, but I can at least give this to Bear Tiger. Oh, the game's just giving these to me. Nice. Alright, maybe we'll do some healing. Which is to say that healing. Nice. Definitely off my game with timing tonight. That's weird. Yeah, there we go.
Now that Sam has the canine weapon, he almost does as much damage with his normal attacks as has less than Lucas do. So I always thought that was fun.
Very much a long-awaited power-up for him. Oh.
That masked man, he's Claws. Lucas, he's your brother. Claws. I don't know why he's obeying this Porky guy, but as a father, I finally found the son I lost. Lucas, be happy. I finally found your brother.
Worried about 3 for 3. Yeah, not in this case.
The final needle, Lucas. Make sure you pull it. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Don't worry about me, just hurry to the needle.
I will, but first.
The final needle, Lucas. Make sure you pull it. Catch up with you in a bit. Don't worry about me, just hurry to the needle.
I will, but first.
I'm fine, I'm not hurt too bad. No, Claws didn't do this to me. I tried to fight the Porky that's inside him.
That makes sense, but what happened?
Final needle, Lucas. Make sure you pull it. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Don't worry about me, just hurry to the needle.
I will, but I just gotta know what happened.
The final needle, Lucas. Make sure you pull it. Catch up with you in a bit. Don't worry about me, just hurry to the needle.
But I gotta know. I swear it's moving slower every time, too.
Geez, you're persistent. You're wondering about my hair, aren't you? That's right. I'm bald as a bean. What's that? Bald as a bean is a dumb way of putting it? When did you become such a bitter person? Talking to me like this isn't very nice. Quit it.
I think that's all we get with respect to that. This did get a mention in the interview. Apparently, Shigesato Itoi added that line fairly late into the process, and like the guy handling the scripting was like, dude, it's set. We're good to go. Come on. But he was like, no, it's very important that I put this in here, even though absolutely no one will find it.
That's that it does speak to someone who cares a lot about making a quality product, that they feel this need to make it more perfect, to throw in all of these stupid jokes that they think of at the last second. 'Cause they just gotta.
It's unimaginable to not have it in there somehow.
Yeah.
Nice. Also, why does it make wobbly sounds when I walk over this skunk? Lucas opened the present. Lucas got a real bat.
So I always interpreted this as like throughout the entire game, Ness is using bats, but because he already has like his life together and his self-confidence and everything. So right at the end of the game, you get instead of all the sticks you've been using up until now, Lucas finally gets his own real bat. So it's like he's finally um, entered into the role of being someone like Ness. And I figure that this this bat might have even been left intentionally by Porky in order to help him fill that role and self-actualize into a Ness surrogate, that he would feel more satisfied in getting his revenge against.
Well, that's interesting. I like that read on it. But can I? Oh no, I can't. Wait, now it's down here. Nothing. Oh, okay. Oops, should have healed. Oh well.
Stop right there. This really is no time for games anymore. I don't feel like letting you go any further. If you're after the needle, then don't worry. My adorable little monster is on its way to it as we speak. Huh? That monster's name is Claus? Its name was Claus? That almost sounded like a person's name. But now it's my robot. Not even a fragment of life remains inside it. It's Master Porky's slave robot. It does whatever I say. It acts on my will alone. It's my double. Doesn't know anything about who you are. Huh.
Porky blocked the way.
I also kind of like how they just sort of nonchalantly reveal that Mouse-Man is Claus. You're expecting like this big reveal to what's like what's like the biggest plot twist in the game, really, but instead they just Flint kind of just lays it on you, and then Porky confirms it, and then you finally see it for yourself. It's a lot more delayed. And I think that aids in the tragedy a little bit instead of trying to make it a what a twist kind of moment.
it's you. I think odds are good that you figured that out to this point. The game's not
Yeah,
exactly
that
subtle
too.
about it, but it's. I appreciate that it's like, okay, so, um, obviously it is very impactful, or how it's done is very impactful, but it is kind of an interesting. It's not. The game wants to focus on the weight of it, not on the reveal of it.
Also, here's Porky. Porky is known for having a lot of weird status effects, and those are largely based off of the fight with Gygas, so he kind of adopted some of his, it seems.
But he didn't smell anything. What did Porky do?
That's what did Porky do instead of, you can't comprehend the nature of Gygas's attack, basically. It's related to that.
It's a lot less impactful, which is the point. It's not being confronted with something that's monumentally impossible to understand. It's just kind of a what sort of confusion.
Yeah. It's confusion of why he feels the need to do all this instead of confusion of what he even is.
And here again, Porky did something. It's not an eldritch horror. Porky is just a baffling person.
Yeah.
There you go. I don't know that it... Maybe it counts as PSI. We'll go ahead and throw this up. Just like the villains in real life. I can see that, yeah. Oh, no, okay. Well, that's the beat. I'm thinking a physical defense might have been more useful here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, yep. Nope. Shield Snatcher. Should have thought to check that. I guess so long as we're on the downbeat, can I... That's expensive.
But yeah, I always kind of disliked the brawl boss fight of Porky because if you just look at this, it's not meant to be a threatening thing. It's probably less scary than its first mech is. It's just that he's basically just laying on a bed doing nothing the whole time, and then there's very basic means of movement dragging him around. He's more pitiable than anything.
Mhm.
Let me fill you in on something. No matter how much you attack me, I'll never die. Even if I somehow wind up beaten, I'll never die. Bet you didn't know that, did you?
Oh, okay. That's all he had to say. I,
But in Brawl, it's like he has all of these really intense and actually kind of hard to avoid attacks where he stabs you and flies around and
oh crap.
shoots lasers at you and whatnot. And I don't know. I kind of prefer just approaching this um, husk of a human in its last moments
Mhm.
um, and dealing with that on its own terms. I've gone through time and space so many times that I haven't aged like a normal person. Who knows, I might be 1,000 years old or even 10,000 years old. But despite that, I'm still the same kid at heart. Is that funny? It is, isn't it? Does it make you laugh? Are you laughing at me?
It it's interesting because the I like what the fight is. I should just guard.
Like, in terms of patterns and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's one of the better brawl fights in that regard. But what it
I
represents, I'm not into.
that's fair. Come on, come on. I think if you give his brawl moveset to Earthbound Porky, it feels a lot better.
Yeah, I would like that a lot better, yeah.
Uh, or like, there's a version of a character that I sometimes see in fan works where it's like him right after the events of Earthbound, presumably on his quest of ripping people from space and time to do his nefarious thing. Um,
Mhm.
and it is basically just that same Porky from the final fight in the pinstripe suit and everything, but like with the spider mech and stuff. And like that version of the character would be fun to encounter in that capacity.
For sure.
Actually, can I? Oh, crap! I forgot Shield Snatcher. I totally blanked. Did I get PP from him or no?
I don't think you did.
Okay. I guess that makes
Uh,
sense.
I like too that the shield snatcher completely trivializes this fight because it's like it's he thinks he's so safe behind this last barrier that prevents him from doing anything, and then you just use the thing that you've been doing on every other boss in the game,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much. If the dragon wakes up, I might end up destroying everything and extinguishing all life. Even so. Even so, I'll be alive. Me and the dragon will be the only things left alive in the whole wide world. I'm more than ready for that possibility. With my eternal life, I will see the world through to its end until everyone who won't like me is gone.
It was I had a friend point out to me that the notably the music of this fight is much easier, much more straightforward melody than a lot of other fights have had, where it's just a fairly consistent beat. Isn't playing with weird time signatures or anything like that. It's a little fast, but it's just a consistent 4/4 beat. Bum, 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 bum. So, from a melodic perspective, the music itself is tuning the battle to be easier than a lot of the fights we've had beforehand as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, crap. Okay.
It's mostly that he takes a lot of hits and he keeps annoying you with status effects. So it's like you kind of get a real final boss out of him, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting feeling.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing along with me all the way to the end like this. I'm actually a pretty nice guy, wouldn't you say?
Grab. Should really just heal myself. So. Nah, that won't work. Hey, nice.
Yeah, see, it is easier if you're able to get a full 16 combo out of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, crap. Oh boy, okay. Nope. Now's the time to use this.
Mhm.
Oh, hey.
I'll never die. I'll never die, nor will I ever be beaten. But it appears my machine has run out of energy for the moment. Lucas, you haven't won, just so you know. I'm gonna duck inside this absolutely safe capsule for the time being. When I'm inside, no attack will have any effect on me whatsoever. I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, yeah, right. There's no such thing as absolutely. But there is such a thing, and it's this. The absolutely safe capsule I tricked Dr. Andonuts and the Mr. Saturns into making for me. me, oh, for me. uh,
Porky sealed himself inside the absolutely safe capsule. Sam sniffed Porky, but he didn't smell anything. The absolutely safe capsule doesn't do anything. Inside the absolutely safe capsule, Porky is sticking his tongue out at you. Because Porky is sealed inside the absolutely safe capsule, the battle is, by definition, over.
but haha, you didn't get any EXP from that.
Jerk.
Oh my. As evil as old Porky here is, I feel bad for him now. It's true that the absolutely safe capsule that Mr. Saturns and I developed together can protect one from every manner of danger. It is an absolutely safe capsule, but once you enter it, you can never exit it. Even what's outside of the absolutely safe capsule is absolutely safe. I did tell Porky in a hushed voice that he shouldn't use it yet. But all he can do now is live for eternity inside the capsule in absolute safety. Who knows, in a way he might have gotten exactly what he wanted. What do you think? Is it wrong of me to think this way?
Forget that the game presents you with a choice here. I mean, I don't know that I disagree. That is probably...
It's not wrong, you say? I wonder. I somehow get the feeling it is.
Porky is sticking his tongue out at you from inside the absolutely safe capsule.
I'm not owned! I'm not owned! This is what winning looks like! Yeah, basically.
Pretty much.
I want to roll him around a bit. No, it's okay. It is absolutely safe after all. Roly, roly. Wee, roly, roly. Na 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 na.
He doesn't seem to mind, at least. Yeah, no, that's it.
Well, he did win. He has no reason to be embarrassed about his loss, considering he won.
That's true. That is true. I'm still all beat to shit, aren't I? Yeah. So, I like the theory that the absolutely safe capsule in Smash Ultimate is supposed to be Porky.
Yeah, I like that too.
Um, it is otherwise a super conspicuous absence that he doesn't even get a spirit, but I fully believe that the intent, because there's so much love to how the mother spirits appear in Smash Ultimate, I fully ascribe to the theory that that is still Porky. He's just absolutely safe.
Yeah. Kind of almost wonder if it was an apology for spoiling so much of it in Brawl, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. Considering a lot of other stuff is fairly blatantly spelled out.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh, I just had something else. Oh, yeah. It is also, strictly speaking, the fact that I don't know what the absolutely safe capsule's name is in Japanese, but considering that that term would have been created for this fan translation, and it is called the absolutely safe capsule in Smash Ultimate, that is probably another hat tip to, or that is maybe a sly hat tip to the fan translation.
Maybe it could just be a literal translation, though.
Could be.
Um, let's see. Zetai ends in Capiceru, so let's see what that means. Uh, Google sucks at translating anything in Romanji, but it has Capseru in it, so the capsule part's definitely a literal translation.
Right.
I don't know about the other two words. Did you need something? Do you need to save your game or perhaps transfer DP?
We'll save. This is still Empire Porky build. Oh,
I am the final frog in the game. It's been such a short time, though it seems long, too. In any case, thank you for your continued patronage throughout it all. For me and all the other frogs, I thank you. Op, teardrop.
aw. Oh. Forgot that this one had a unique theme. Relaxing in the hot spring made everyone in Luke's party feel alive again. You know, it sort of ruins the effect to double back here, but... Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, no reason not to. Is this gonna give me the experience I need to level up? No. Okay, let's do this again, I guess. Alright. And unceremoniously, here we go. Lucas's Franklin badge reflected the masked man's lightning back at him. The masked man took damage from the lightning bolt. Right. Forgot that this starts you on the, at a disadvantage. Yeah, that's a rude way to start the fight. We better get them back up. The masked man fired an intense bolt of lightning. Ah, right. Right, forgot this was like this. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't even tick down with his lightning, it's just instantly 0.
Oh, right. No sense in wasting time, I guess. I'll just top off once more and then... It's a one-on-one then. Actually, I need to save PP for... For some reason, Lucas couldn't attack.
It's a 0-on-1 then.
Yep.
Lucas.
From somewhere, you heard someone call your name.
Claws.
It was Hinawa's voice. It failed to reach the masked man. The masked man attacks.
Claws, stop this. You aren't Porky's robot. You're her son.
The masked man looked around. You can probably push another turn like that. One more. Alright, that's cutting it close.
Lucas, look out!
Flint jumped in front of Lucas. The masked man's attack dealt major damage to Flint.
Boss, please remember. I've been looking for you for so long.
The masked man tried PK Love Omega. Flint suffered major damage. Flint couldn't stand up. The masked man attacks. Not this time.
It's psychic sense to hit him.
Masked man tried PK Love Alpha. Lucas attacks.
Lucas, stop fighting.
Hinawa's voice sadly echoed. The masked man attacks. Oh crap. Crap, 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 crap. Well, this is going to be very awkward.
Claws. You and Lucas Our brothers.
Oh boy, okay, okay, oh boy, oh boy, okay, okay, oh boy. Okay, come on, come on. Oh, come on! Hmm.
It is
Well,
still very possible to lose on that fight, even though it's almost exclusively defensive.
alright, so you folks have to promise to be just as emotionally devastated the second time. Hey, how freaking embarrassing. I'm sorry. But it is, I guess we can at least take from that, it's at least not a gimmick. It's important. It means more that this is being communicated through the language of the gameplay. It's not just a cutscene.
Right. Yeah. The sensible thing is to defend every turn unless you need to heal, but that communicates the vulnerability you're feeling at that moment really well, I think.
There's actually, since Bear Tiger did hit level 60 as well, this gives us the opportunity to see something. Is it gonna trigger at this point? It's very late for it to trigger, but...
It probably will, but I don't know when.
Yep, there we go.
Yep, there we go.
Alright, well this is very silly, but...
Since we're here anyway.
Okay, I'll stop that. Learned PK Ground.
I think this is the last one you can learn in the game. Last skill from anyone.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Damages all enemies with an earthquake. Can't be reflected by any kind of PSI. It is a wholly unique skill that I'm not quite sure why it's the last thing you can possibly learn, but... I mean, it's very strong, so that makes sense, but...
Well, I think it's because, like, similarly to how my theory with how PK Thunder can't be reflected by anything because all the shields are cast directly in front of them and it's striking above. This would be shaking the ground below, so it's like a big earthquake, and in that regard, there's nothing to reflect it.
Oh, wait, I didn't actually want to run away. Well, wait, let's... At least she can still do the thing.
And, like, it kills Porky a little faster if you want to use it for that, so...
Strictly speaking, I think the bosses, the endgame bosses, do resist it, but it is still multi-hit, and thus very, very powerful.
And he can't reflect it with his PSI, so...
Also true.
I think it might be floating, so the PK ground doesn't hit that enemy.
Honestly, that makes sense. Okay, well, that was fun, but, Now back to your regularly scheduled gravitas. Take most of this game's major bosses in one try, but the very final boss, job too. Jeez Louise. Alright, let's try this again. Lucas's Franklin badge reflected the Masked Man's lightning back at him. The Masked Man took damage from the lightning bolt. For some reason, Lucas couldn't attack. Actually, guarding up.
Might even be worth using another one of those. Not life up yet, but...
Oh.
I'm back, but I did want to showcase that you can hit him. Yeah, we saw that. It's possible, but it's not really practical in any regard.
Ah, shield killer doesn't work towards us. Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going. Yep. Nope. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ooh. Not
Barely caught that
not
one.
ideal. Ah, come on. Nope. That was just... Oh, come on, Mom!
Well, how embarrassing.
After striking down your dad, you are allowed to hit him. It's not practical, maybe it somehow speeds up the fight, but I felt it was important to show on principle. No, that's perfectly fair.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because now it's become a means of protecting who you care about.
Okay, let's just... No, I don't want to deal with you, you... Dumb. Okay.
You're the worst clump of electrons I've ever met.
How many clumps of electrons have we met? More than you would think. Okay. Not much point in putting up shields, since he can just kill them at a moment's notice.
I think you can even do one more, maybe.
Might be cutting it a little close, but... no, okay. Hell, I could maybe even do one more here, but... Actually, yeah. One more. Okay. Well, never mind. Okay, now here we go. Can't remember if I knew that you could attack the masked man here. So I appreciate us taking the time to check that out.
It is interesting too, because it probably uses the rolling health meter better than most other fights in the series, just because with this fight you, depending on how much you're hurt, that becomes the limiting factor in healing up to full again, not necessarily how much you can, how strong your healing move is. It's just that you're constantly pushed backwards with it.
Mm-hmm. Take one more. This is playing it a little safe, but I'll heal here.
You should have more than enough PP, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Claws.
It was Hinawa's voice. It failed to reach the masked man. This might actually be a good fight for that passive healing skill.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea.
The masked man looked around.
Lucas, look out!
Flint jumped in front of Lucas. The masked man's attack dealt major damage to Flint.
Claus, please remember. I've been looking for you for so long.
The masked man tried PK Love Omega. Flint suffered major damage. Flint couldn't stand up. I do appreciate that you get the knockdown sound with that as well. The Lucas's refreshing sensation faded. The Lucas should maybe re-up that. Oh. The Lucas maybe chose a pretty poor time to re-up that. Crap. Crap.
Lucas is alright.
Okay.
Claus, you and Lucas are brothers. I do love how the background changes in this fight to change with the different emotional states that are going through.
Mm-hmm. A lot of very strong visual language here being communicated here. This is a huge risk.
Yeah, I don't know why you did that. Can you hear me? Your claws. Your name is Claus. You're our son. Okay, here we go. You're gonna have to heal. Okay.
What? Oh.
Oh,
boy,
that was
okay.
bad.
That was bad. That was bad. Bad, 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 bad. Crap, 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 crap. Ow, come on! Ah!
You're getting way too risky with these. You don't need to be.
Yeah, you're right.
You-
Okay.
You
Just
honestly have
no
way more
refresh,
PP than
just
you need.
heal. Just
Yeah.
refresh, no heal. Or reverse that. No refresh, just heal. So since we've spoken a lot or focused a lot on the music throughout this series playthrough, do the others have any gear you can strip from them? Oh, they do have some bananas left over that I could use. Too late now though. Since we've been focusing a lot on music throughout this, you can sort of hear the love theme slowly filter in here. Listen when Hinawa starts talking. It's kind of hard. It's very faint amongst everything else, but you can hear it a little bit. Oh, right. Shoot, defense first. Just 3 layers. Just.
Honestly, you should be healing it as soon as it gets under 100. You don't
fair.
need to be risking it at like 30 or whatever. Maybe even like less than 150.
I think under 100 or is the range to play around. Within the main battle theme itself, you can also hear snippets of His Highness's theme. The da-dun dun dun da-dun dun dun.
Yeah, because he's torn between remembering his old life, which is symbolized by the love theme, and remembering his new life, or his Highness's theme.
It also bears mention, and I think I've mentioned this before or earlier in our playthrough, but the love theme itself was a fairly late addition to the game. Originally, it was kind of a sadder. The main emotional melodic theme was a sadder take on His Highness's theme. So I don't know to what extent. Because the love theme was added very, very late, I don't know to what extent what we're hearing is a take on, is supposed to be His Highness's theme and what is supposed to be the original sad theme.
Yeah, I'm not sure. As it goes on too, he uses PK Love Omega at first, but then later on he uses PK Love Beta. So that's kind of interesting. It's like he's weakening.
In a previous try, I caught him using Alpha earlier as well.
Uh-huh.
Like, right there. There's an Alpha. One more. Wait, actually, let's let this roll up as much as it can. This is sort of the strategic play to make sure that it takes longer to roll down. But it is probably a little annoying to you viewers at home, so sorry about that.
I don't think the viewers at home could be any more annoyed since you jobbed to this. Since you jobbed to this fight 3 times in a row, but
well, I'm trying not to exacerbate the situation.
I'm the voice of reason that helps keep the audience relatable to the suffering that you're putting us through.
No. On some level, though, this is probably part of the reason why in Undertale, if you doof up against Papyrus enough, the game will just give it to you.
Uh-huh. Can you hear me? Oh no, we saw this too.
I think that actually happened to me. I think I figured it out in time, but it took me a couple tries. Okay, everything after this is going to be new stuff. PK Love Beta. So he is trying some of the different skills. He's just not.
Yeah.
He's
But
consistently
he only
not
uses
going
the
for...
Omega, yeah, particularly emotional points.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Particularly emotional points. Agreed. Really makes you think. Sorry. Okay. All right.
Please. Remember. Lucas. Claus. I think we would be blessed with 2 children at once. I bet they'll accomplish things together that they couldn't alone. I'm sure they'll argue a lot too. And I can see them helping each other out when they need it. Claus. And Lucas. I bet we'll mix them up a lot until they get bigger. Claus. And Lucas, huh? How do you want them to grow up to be? Be kind, just like you. Oh, I was just going to say, I think this is between Flint and Hanoa, but oh well.
Mm-hmm.
To be kind, just like you. Great, then it's decided. Claus. Lucas. Make us proud.
Oh. Hit the masked man in this next phase for reasons. Lucas attacks. Lucas felt heartbroken. The masked man gazed at Lucas.
Also, now you're the only person on the bottom HUD.
Mm-hmm. Lucas isn't sure what to do anymore. The masked man attacks. The masked man covered his ears. There are more of them? Lucas felt heartbroken. The masked man shut his eyes. Lucas shut his eyes tightly. The masked man attacks. The masked man gazed at Lucas. Lucas wanted to cry. The masked man is gazing at Lucas.
Claus. 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 Come to your mother. You must be so exhausted. Come here, Claus.
Masked Man looked around as if searching for something. The masked man removed his mask. His face looked just like Lucas's. It was Claus. Claus fired an intense bolt of lightning. Lucas's Franklin badge reflected the lightning back. Claus took mortal damage. Claus staggered toward Lucas. Claus embraced Lucas. Lucas remembered Claus's smell. I'm
You should
sorry.
read this.
I'm sorry it turned out like this. I'm really happy you could be with me just before the end. Thanks. Dad, I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. I'm going to where Mom is now. Lucas, I hope we meet again someday. Bye. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sure we'll meet again. Claus gave his final breath.
Lucas, thank you. Claus was just hasty, that's all. You'll forgive your hasty brother, won't you? Alright, this is it. The time has come for you to pull the dragon's last needle. Are you ready? You made it here. You made it this far. You'll be alright. Leave yourself and pull that final needle. Nothing needs to be sealed away anymore. Let's make the Dark Dragon sealed underground our new friend. Pass your heart on to the dragon. Pray to it from the bottom of your heart. Ask it to protect all life in this world. Me and everyone else, we all believe in you. So now you need to believe in yourself. Now go. The dragon is waiting to wake up.
Your life and all the lives of all who believe in you. Will you put it all on the line and pull the final needle? I'm curious, but
Much for that guy.
Now, we've talked a bit about it before, but uh, the germ of the idea that would eventually become Mother 3 started as far back as 1989, around the time that Shigesato Itoi started development on Earthbound. But it's generally considered that he started finalizing, or he started coming up with the concepts that would make their way into the final game in around 92, 93, even before Earthbound finished development. The original version of Mother 3 started development for the Super Famicom before going to the Nintendo 64 disk drive, then the Nintendo 64, then was canceled, and then was finally revived on Game Boy Advance. Um, if this game had seen release on the Nintendo 64, this is how the game would have ended. Right here.
Interesting.
But with a couple extra years,
Ow! Watch where you're walking. Can't you see where you're going?
Itoi decided to add a little extra here.
It's okay. This isn't a dream. It's a miracle, a real miracle. Seems everyone's all right. Thought everything was about to be destroyed, but everyone is alive. Only way to describe it is as a miracle. Did the dragon's revival give power to all life? That nearly scared me to death. But I guess this is what they mean by a crisis gone is easily forgotten. In any case, everyone's just peachy keen now. That was scary. That was the very definition of scary. Say, are you designing for? Oh, you're okay. That's great. What a relief. Hey, everybody. Designing 4 is over here and doing just fine. Designing 4. Lucas said he wanted to meet you. Designing 4. Thank you so much for everything. And for helping Lucas and the others. This world might have been completely destroyed had it not been for you. To be honest, I was so scared the moment Lucas pulled the last needle. I did have faith, though. I had faith, but I felt a kind of fear so bad that I almost expected my entire body to blow apart. But as you can see, everyone is just fine. We've regained something incredibly immense. Don't know why, but I can't stop my tears from coming out. What is this feeling? What could it be?
Well, th- this is the first time I've ever seen you cry, Bear Tiger. You're really cute now that I look.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop it! Stop it! Stop stepping on me! Even mole crickets are living creatures too, you know.
Poke, poke.
Poke, poke. Who poked you in the back? Guess who? Incidentally, I'm Wes. And it wasn't me. I'm Alec. I didn't poke you in the back, designing for. He's playing innocent, but Wes was the one who did it. We're both alive and well. Isn't that right? We're both well. Oxygen?
Oh, they're here too.
Oh, have we met somewhere before? Me? My name is Rope Snake. I was just considering living a quiet life as Snake Rope now. If you happen to find that kind of sad, if you happen to find that kind of sad, then please talk to me and say thanks. And your jaw saved us all. No ordinary snake could have done that, nor an ordinary rope. This conversation is turning out to be long, just like the snake I am. But I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Designing 4, was it? I'll be certain to etch that name into my mind. Have a good new year. Have a good new year.
Oh, it's fair day. Hop.
Up. Now that now that my saving job is over, I think I'll settle down and take care of the tadpoles. Thank you for everything. No, wait, it's the other way around.
Tripped. Trip down. Trip down. Hit nose on ground. Oh, that's it. I'm doing well too. You touched something rolling around. The rolling thing wobbles with glee.
I guess he made it too.
There seems to be something inside, but you can't really tell what it is.
Probably not important.
Mm-mm. Your foot hit something small and round. It's a doorknob. Got the doorknob.
Oh, designing 4. Thanks. I feel so utterly, incredibly thankful for everything you've done. Thanks for everything. I wish we could always be together. We just met and now we have to say goodbye. All the people of this world are saved thanks to you. Thank you, Designing 4. That was fun, Designing 4. Let's meet again sometime. We can meet as many times as we want. Designing 4. Bye. What's the world there like? Looks like things will work out here, but what about your world? Will it be alright? Hey, other world. Be good to Designing 4. Thanks. Goodbye. 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 Thanks so much. Come back sometime. Thanks for everything. Designing 4, we will meet again sometime, right? Don't forget us. Goodbye. Thanks. We sure had a lot of fun, didn't we? Thanks.
Thanks. And now, well, there's still a cast crawl, but now that's game. After loss or such a tragedy, it's easy to feel like it's all over and doomed. But it was just a brief tragedy. It's all right. We'll live on past it, as painful as it might have been. Very nicely put.
Yeah. You know, I mentioned early on that there were certain things about this. Like, I really do love this game, but there's certain things holding it back from being like an all-time favorite for me. I don't know if that's fully changed, but I think going through this has really given me a new appreciation for just, especially doing it right after the other two Earthbounds. This is just so much more of a quiet and meditative game, and that wouldn't have worked if it wasn't after Mother and Earthbound. But I think that makes it uniquely really good at the finale to the trilogy.
It's very much
Because they say you can come back if you need it, and that's totally fine. But they don't want to keep adding more to the series, and that makes sense to me.
very much so. It's so this is very much Shigesato Itoi very much did not want to do just another doing something that was rehashing Mother 1 and Mother 2 again. He acknowledged that there was a big risk in so doing, but it seemed to him that I forget how exactly he puts it in the interview or what the exact through line of some of it is, but it was a very conscious decision to say something very different with this one. And a lot of his commentary with respect to the end is kind of a meditation on, in its truest sense, nihilism. The concept that eventually everything in this world will be gone. The Earth might be around for another 5.5 billion years, but then if our calculations are correct, the sun will explode and it will take planet Earth out with it. Maybe
Yeah, and
humans.
that's
will,
even assuming that humanity will last that long, and I'm not optimistic about that.
I don't think. I mean, no species has lasted billions of years, so it. No matter how you slice it, I would imagine not. And like, maybe he even admits, well, maybe humans will move on to a different star, but at some point that star will fade out too. So a lot of the themes that he bakes into the game, and particularly with the ending, are his reflection on eventually all things will fade, and there's sort of a peace and serenity in being able to accept that and being able to live the rest of your life knowing that, with that knowledge. How it's not a terrifying thing, it's an acceptance that eventually that's how things will go, so let's make the most of, let's experience our life meaningfully within the parameters of what we have. In some ways, this is also reflected in Porky's fate, is that uniquely within the world of Mother 3, Porky will live on forever, and even after the end of the world, he'll still be around.
But in accomplishing that, you're giving up so much of what it means to be human, so it's not even worth it.
Exactly.
Why is the oxygen supply so late in the credits?
Also, why is it implicitly part of the Pig Mask army? No, it's the doorknob. I think.
Since we didn't bring it up too, there's pretty heavy implications that Claus was committing suicide at the end of that fight. Because Flint said he was just too hasty, and by that point in the fight, he was more cognizant of what was going on. So that seems to be the implication. So even though that makes the effect a lot more strong, I feel that's another thing why they might not want to release it in the West, even though I think it's done really respectfully and it aids the story a lot, but it's something that they might be iffy about.
I think these days they could get away with it.
Yeah.
Considering, considering we've got stuff like, Fire Emblem Awakening, Xenoblade Chronicles is a lot more games, and now we have an official version of like the Famicom Detective Club games. Those games are a lot more comfortable tackling that heavy of subject matter. I'm
Yeah.
no doubt in my mind that it would certainly make it, the rating it gets is another conversation, but I think we're at a point where that heavy of material we could see out of Nintendo.
I don't think there's probably not a lot of individual things that would prevent the game from being released, but there's a lot of added together. I don't know if it would be worth it to the executives and stuff.
It'd be a hard
they'd have to
sell
make a
for
lot
sure.
of changes. Yeah.
It's really sweet how they implement the player's name into this one too. Oh, I forgot that it ended on Hinawa.
and you can see that the logo we've been seeing through most of the game, it was um, half taken over by mechanical stuff, and the Earth logo entire wasn't just a metal sphere, but
Mhm.
this is kind of a reflection that everything's finally back to normal.
This Shigesato Itoi talks a lot about too in that interview. How the original logo, or the logo that you get on the title screen and on the box art, is this amalgamation of wood and metal. He kind of
Mhm.
likens it to the idea of a hearse, which is itself a machine composed of wood and metal. And it's
Mhm.
unclear where the wood ends and the metal begins. And if you really think about it, it becomes rather unsettling. And on top of that, the idea of it being a container of, it being a vehicle of death, or a container of death. And it's this very mixed, ambiguous imagery. But here at the very end, after the world has ended and we're given to, everyone has assured us they're okay. Uh, no matter what happens, Mother Earth will always reclaim herself from us. No matter how badly we destroy it, she will reclaim herself from us. We might not be around to see it, but the Earth will continue. It'll eventually end, but it will continue beyond us. And that's
Mhm.
sort of those are the ideas that he's going for right here.
Yeah.
I also really, really, really appreciate that the series begins and ends with the blue marble.
Mhm. It's just it's an invitation to the rest of the people playing the game, to don't let just the world inside the game get fixed. Try to do your best to fix your own world too.
I like that read. Yeah. What to what to say? Um, so I'm not going to be too critical or cynical here because the tone of all of this invites. I don't think that's really appropriate. I've said
Mhm.
before that Earthbound is definitely my favorite of the series, and uh, I've sort of, in the past, I've sort of taken the issue, or I've sort of thought that the series did a much more compelling job mixing, um, having a comedic basis and integrating dramatic themes throughout it. We talked a lot about that in the Earthbound Beginnings playthrough and with the Earthbound playthrough. The how it's a fairly light story, but in a lot of it, it's an introspection on the nature of life and existence and kind of the melancholy of that. Now, in the past, I've sort of thought that, well, a lot of how this game looks at things, where it is a more dramatic baseline or more tragic baseline, but it's interspersed with bits of with lighter moments. In the past, I've said I don't know that that works quite as well. And for example, I've always found it a little distracting that the jealous base is the final boss of chapter 4 or whatever. But
Mhm.
running through it again, I think I've been a bit too harsh on that in the past. It's um, especially getting the series in Continuum. This is very much whether the first thing to be elevated is inherent absurdity and thus comedy of a situation, or the thing to first get elevated is the tragic human story. The fact of the matter is that consistently throughout all three games, we're being told a larger than life version of our world, of the stories that make and experiences that make up our world. Um, it's and sure, Earthbound Beginnings is very rough, and Mother 3 is very refined, but you can very much tell that it's all still coming from the same point of view, that Shigesato Itoi, as a creative and as just a man who exists in the world and is trying to understand the world and has made a professional career um, out of taking these broad concepts and reducing them into taglines or stuff like that. You can tell that all three of these stories are very much filtered through that meticulous, very precisely articulated lens. Um, and kind of seeing how the sadder elements of Earthbound Beginnings and Earthbound Manifest really makes me appreciate um, Itoi's ability to flip the script and articulate, really hone in on those heavier themes and really trying to communicate a heavier, more consistent narrative rather than focus on themes of experiences and tonality and incidental stories. Um,
Yeah, I feel like the elements of Mother 3 were always there. Like there's tragic moments before, like there's the end of Mother 1. Um,
mm,
you learn who the queen is and all that. And then there's Earthbound, where like praying is the only way to get through Gygus.
mm,
But I feel, whereas those games are predominantly lighthearted with some moments of melancholy, this is sort of the opposite, but
mm.
it's showing that it's like a yin and yang type thing. You need, if this was just a downer through the whole game, it wouldn't be any fun to play through, and it probably wouldn't stick with people because they might see it as pretentious or whatever. Um, but the fact that there is something enjoyable to experience in this game, it's a world that's actually worth saving. Um, it's it's a really good contrast to the rest of the series, I feel, while still feeling very much in line with it.
Very much so. And you said pretentious is a really good word for what this series isn't. Uh,
Yeah.
and I think for like I used to be friends with a guy who couldn't stand the series, and I don't think he had the words for it, but I'm sure on some level he saw a lot of the inherent absurdity of it, and that conflict of it trying to express all of these ideas. Probably on some level that it's you can read that as pretentious, but I think that if you do, you can only do that if you don't know the text of the game or you aren't trying to understand what the words are saying. And good God in heaven, as I'm saying that, I sound pretentious. But it really does come down to it's not a lot of very big ideas go into what these games are, but it doesn't. The way it communicates those ideas, it isn't doing so in a way that's trying to assert superiority. In a lot of cases, the ideas that it's communicating are communicated by characters or even by a narrator who is uncertain and confused and is clearly just trying to figure all the same stuff out as the player is. And I think that goes a very long way in making the experience of the game and the recollection of the concepts that the game is going for a lot more relatable and a lot more approachable. It's a very fine line, but it's extremely important in the game's identity.
I think it's a matter of like the series never claims to have all of the answers, and that's what makes it not pretentious, is because it's trying to reach, it's trying to find the words to communicate through to the player in all of these sort of weird ways, and to capture emotions that are hard to capture. But it never claims that this is the ultimate way of understanding it, and if you don't understand it, then you're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like putting its message on a pedestal and claiming this is how you fix all the world's problems. It's just trying to um, tell a simple story and like invite others into the conversation of how we can make life a little better.
I would definitely agree with that. Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. Psychic Paranoia regarding the comedy tragedy thing suggests I'd say this game is 50-50 on the scale of comedy tragedy, at least compared to the other Mother series. Um,
Yeah, that's probably about right, but that's still a lot more tragedy than you usually get in the series.
for sure. It's definitely uh, compared to the standard of, I don't know what you'd even say, um, 95 to 5, maybe?
Hmm.
Maybe 90-10 in the first game. I feel like that's a bit heavier, but regardless,
It's different from something like Final Fantasy VII, where most of the game has a kind of dark undercurrent to it, and not that Final Fantasy VII doesn't have lighthearted moments to it, but
the problem with the compilation of Final Fantasy VII is the creators forgot that FF7 had a lot of light moments. But yes,
yeah,
I get what you're saying for sure.
yeah, and usually even most of the light moments are kind of a little bit colored because there's like the golden saucer, for example, that's
Mm-hmm.
on top of what's effectively a slave camp and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so even if that is a lighter moment, it's complicated. But that all goes to say that, like, I don't think that Mother 3 is that kind of story, even though it is dystopian in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But it's mixing. It's the intersection of where like utopia meets dystopia, and what utopia means for different people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as overtly zany as Earthbound, but nowhere near as tragic as something as, say, Lisa. Yeah, Lisa's more intense than this for sure.
Mm-hmm. Trying to think if we have any other ground to cover. We uh, normally at the end of these series run throughs, I like to talk about or think about the future for the series, but we kind of covered that already. There probably is no future for the Mother series, and that's probably okay. Um,
Hmm. I do like that it's living on, in a sense, through indie games, and some people um, really stick their noses up to that, but I don't think that that's. I think that that's kind of mean spirited, because anything that can encourage people to express themselves in um, more unique ways and try to reach for something else. I think that that's ultimately just a good thing to have in the world.
especially since as a series is very openly emotional. We talked a lot about that, particularly with running through the first game, but it's a series that very much wears its emotions on its sleeve and is a very clear expression of insecurities and fears and anxieties, and uh, as well as trying to acknowledge or recognize the voices and faces of the people within the world. Uh, it
Hmm.
it's easy to point to, for example, in this game, the Magypsies as, oh well, this is capital P problematic, but the place that those characters come from is a place of respect and trying to be all like and trying to uh, appreciate people who are, for example, trying to
Um, I
yeah.
have to go right now, so feel free to
Oh,
wrap up without me.
okay, fair enough.
But it was good, and I'm glad I got to see through the series with you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. Um, I was kind of going on a tangent. The gist of what I was saying is that the Mother series is about naked vulnerability and trying to express an appreciation for the world. And I think games that really draw influence from Mother as a series, you often result in creators who are likewise comfortable expressing themselves and trying to express an appreciation for and respect and care for everything they encounter in the world. So I'm of course biased because I like the series that is inspiring all of this, but I am very much a fan of creatives trying to express these things through their work. A series only dies when it is forgotten. Death is a natural process, while death is, like I said before, only when something is forgotten. People tend to mix up death and death, sometimes even with death. For sure, though. And as long as the game still exists in some capacity, whether that's through virtual console, some sort of streaming service, revivals, remakes, or fan efforts like this, I think maybe not to the end of time, but I think Mother will be around for quite a while, and that's all I can ask for myself. I don't think there's anything after this screen, but let's see. Yep, nope, that's it. All right. Then in that case, we'll go ahead and leave it there. Um, I should have talked to Gooms about that beforehand. We will have another. We'll have another series that will be starting either next week or the week after. I might have some scheduling issues, but I'll, as always, I'll keep news about it in the Discord server. So be sure to tune into that for more information there. With respect to this, we have completed this series playthrough. So uh, thank you for watching. We hope you all had a good time, and we'll catch you in the next live stream. Take care. And do some good in the world.